Hello there, and welcome back to Vintage Story. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I have downloaded 2 new mods that we're going to be, well, checking out a bit today. The first is the From Golden Combs mod, which adds reusable beekeeping, so we don't have to destroy these skeps all the time in order to collect honey. The guidebook has a very long explanation, but what we can do is we can make brood pots, which are ceramic, and then honey pots, and these will be our reusable combs. Not combs, or reusable hives. So I'm going to get started firing those up. But there's also another type of hive called a Langstrom, I believe. Langstroth. This is more of your modern day beehive with the frames that you pull out. And this is, well, more involved, but we'll be looking at this later on. And it's a multi-block, so you put multiple different pieces together. Brood box, base, superstructure, and you can color them. So we'll be looking at that later. For now, we're going to focus on the basic ones, the ceramic pots. The other mod I added is the Better Ruins mod. And as always, I'll link them both in the description for you. I did grab one of the configuration files for the Better Ruins mod that makes the loot rarer. So we're not going to run across our first Better Ruins and get a bunch of really good stuff. And because it is a world gen mod, well, we're not going to find any of those ruins where we've already explored. We're going to have to go beyond the world that we've explored now to find these new ruins. But there are a bunch of different types. So we'll be doing that. We might not get a chance to do it today. We'll look though. Oh, I do need to make a cauldron. I just remember that. But let's see. Where is this beehive? Here we go. Ceramic honey pot and ceramic hive. All right. So I'm going to be crafting one of these up. We're going to fire them up and then we'll test them out, see what they're like. Okay. So that's the ceramic done being molded. So let's just fill these up, fire them up, and in 16 hours, we'll come back and be ready to transfer one of our hives from the skep into our new ceramic hive. Because you do need to use a populated skep in order to make one of those ceramic hives. Yes, we have 4 empty. That's harvestable, but not brooding. Swarming. This swarms in 4 days. That swarms in 4 days. That swarms in 4 days. So in 4 days, we will have 7 skeps and 1 empty. And I fed the chickens some more. Oh, you know what? It sounds like they're all in the coop. So I'm going to walk away because they might have been brooding and I want eggs. All right, well, let's see. It's 1 p.m. In order to get outside of where we've been to look for new ruins, it's going to take the better part of half a day. So it'll be nighttime already. So we'll wait till tomorrow to do that, I think. So what that means is we can maybe craft up a few new chests. There we go. And now we can have all wooden lanterns in our house. We can get, well, all lanterns in our house. We'll have no more torches. Let's get rid of this one. And down here, I think we're going to be doing some distilling. But I can't quite do distilling just yet. To make, was there wine or is it just, oh, there's wine. Okay, so we can make berry wine. You know what? Let's just look up the guide for here, brewing. Fermenting. The initial steps for making alcohol is to ferment your raw materials in a barrel. You can ferment fruit juice, which requires a fruit press, honey, and flour. The results will be cider, wine, ale, or mead, depending on the raw material used. Next step for making alcohol is distilling. You need to make a still, essentially. Put cranberry juice in a barrel. Right, that will turn it into cranberry wine. By sealing wine in a barrel, we can then turn it into vinegar. So that's what I do want to do down here, but we're going to need to make a fruit press first. It's going to require an ingot, a chisel, 12 boards, 2 liters of resin, a lump of fat, and a hammer. I don't know if the hammer gets consumed or not, nor do I know if the chisel gets consumed. Fat, resin, okay. It did not consume the hammer or the chisel. But now we have a fruit press. Might as well put the fruit press downstairs with the still. Well, it will eventually be still down here. We can pick up this door. It's not being used. All right, so let's grab some fresh berries. We've got some blueberries here. Okay, so we can fill it. Let's see. Mash product be 8.4 liters of juice when squeezed. And we just hold down. Yep. I think I'm wasting product. Yes, I was wasting product. Awesome. I think I wasted all the product. Yes, I wasted all of it. Oh well. We should have picked up some mash. I mean, I saw it on the ground and then it disappeared. Okay, well, our first test of making wine, and I wasted absolutely everything. I wasted the juice, and I wasted the mash that you get from squeezing the juice. So, you know, excellent work. All right, well, let's make some white currants then. Never heard of white currant wine before, but, you know, first time for everything, I guess. Then again, to be fair, I hadn't heard of white currants until about 2 years ago, so there's that also. Yeah, I never shared this. So I had no clue what currants were up until about 2 years ago. They are not something that's common in the US. And so, I mean, I had no way of knowing what they were. I learned about them, of all things, watching the British comedy Are You Being Served? Okay, so that's going to just slowly squeeze out into there, I guess. Okay, so we can release this. We have our our bucket of white currant juice. So we can put that in there, which we can turn into white currant wine after 10 days. Put that there again. Okay, I can pick it up by hand that way. Now this is white currant mash. Crudely pressed fruit, not appetizing. You can feed to animals, or you can separate it into dried fruit. Oh, dehydrated fruit, which we can then dry. I'm going to make another bucket, I think. But now we can seal this barrel, and in 7 days that will turn into wine. And then we can turn it into vinegar and use that to preserve vegetables, which is going to be really good since I have a lot of vegetables. Also, the good thing about my farm is it apparently grows horsetail. So I have all the healing I'm ever going to need. Now, I am leaving these onions unharvested because I want to see what happens when you leave them for too long. I imagine they'll die when it gets cold, but I don't know. So I figured do one experiment. We've got plenty to experiment with, provided a rabbit doesn't get in there, which it shouldn't. And our clay pots are done. Oh, right. So this can only be carried in an empty backpack slot, just like the full skeps can. I do not know how to apply them. So, you know, let's pick that up. Was it control? Yes. Control the place. Use a populated skip to start a colony. So let's grab this one. Okay, so now there is the weather is too cold for the bees to fly. All right, but now we have a skep in there, and then we can put the ceramic honey pot on top. The bees will, as they produce honey, fill up the ceramic pot on top, which you can then remove. Oops, to get, well, the honey. You then scrape it out. So that is our first reusable skep. Well, it's actual hive now, but that's our first reusable one. We won't have to break them to get honey in the future. However, as it does say, it's too cold, so we'll have to see about that. These still say, it's not too cold. So I did read that they do have different weather temperatures and different traits on bees, or at least I think that's what I read. So yeah, that's what we got for now. If it turns out these can produce during the winter and these can't, I might start making more ceramic hives, but not replace all the populated ones until the spring. All right, so I'm going to get my stuff together, and then we're going to go explore. I saw some ruins down here. There are 3 ruins altogether. I don't know if I've explored them before. We'll go look at them, and then travel further south and maybe find some of the new ruins. So we start off by heading south, and we find the ruins that we were looking for, and naturally, a wolf. So after bravely running away from said wolf, we dispatch him after a bite or two. It does look like we did already loot this ruin though. The only thing I could find was some bony soil, so dug it up, gathered it up, and then after checking the map, I did find some more ruins to the south. So we bookmarked them and we headed south. We do find ourselves a new friend here, Vera, a luxury goods trader, who has some really cool stuff. A forlorn chess piece, broken, a forlorn sword, and an ornate gold spear. None of which we can afford right now, but we'll definitely have to come back to check them out in the future. And then we check out the ruin that I saw on the map. And this is a ruin comprised of sandstone, cobblestone, which is the first time I've seen a non-andesite stone type, which has me a little afraid that my world gen might be bugged because I'm not seeing any other stones. After cleaning out almost all the sandstone cobblestone, we spent the night in Vera's wagon, and then proceed to this other ruin here where we find ourselves a copper scythe and some more cabbage seeds. So that's going to be very useful. We take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the honestly lousy weather, but the view is beautiful. And then we find ourselves another ruin. But aside from bandages, the only thing we get of use from here is more bony soil. I think we found one of the new ruins. Ooh, look at this. It's got a collapsed roof. It's aged thatch. Very aged debarked logs. Aged logs. Scroll rack. Ruined door. Cracked food vessel. Ruined tool shelf. Aged torch holder. That's very useful. I'm gonna definitely grab that. I wonder if there's a downstairs. Ruined bed. Oh, that's disappointing. We can't use that. And let's grab that. So, torch holders. Yeah, as you can see, can be used to place torches inside, which will never burn out. So we can keep a torch permanently lit in our base. Silver bracelet, brown coal, rusty gears, brown coal. I'm going to want those. Gonna want the chair. Gonna want to crack that open. Let's break some blocks. See if there's anything underneath. Well, if there is, I can't find it because it is solid ground underneath this. Let's see. This is all rye? Spelt. Let's get rid of the stair. I'm not gonna need the stair. Oh, I got everything out of there already. Now I want the chair too, because chairs are expensive to make. They require a bunch of fabric. All right, we'll have to come back here again because I would love to get some of these debarked logs. The aged roof would be nice as something to decorate with. And we've got marked right here on the map, although we are a fair ways away from home. And it's about to be nighttime. Well, it's about to get dark since it is fall. And I have no food on me. Well, okay, I've got a few raw turnips. And some raw grain. But yeah, I guess I'm going to be running back through the dark to get home. Running back through the dark, through bear country and wolf country. Yeah, that doesn't... There's no way that can possibly go wrong. Alright, I'll either see you home or see you as I run back to find my corpse. Which will it be? Well, we made it back uneventfully, which is the exact way you want to make it back home. Now I've got a bunch of stuff to go through. Did these... Okay, well, they acknowledge that there are 24 flowers nearby. They're large, but it's too cold for them to do anything. Okay. Well, we'll leave them be for now. What I would like to do now, and doesn't, you know, not going to be having on screen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear up this whole floor down here and replace them with the sandstone. That way we get a little color variance and we get rid of the dirt and the granite floors down there. Nice new scythe. That's going to be very useful. I made a trunk in here, so where we're going to store rusty gears, clothing, backpacks, valuables, and our armor. Then what we can do with this torch holder is we can put it like right there, put a torch in it. That torch will never burn out, and if we need a torch to light our food, we just grab it and we have a torch. And we now have a chair, so I can just, you know, pop this chair down here. I guess I can't sit on the H chair. I know you can sit on some chairs. Maybe I have to do it the fake way. Press the G button to sit down, and now I'm sitting on the chair. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wait out the night, reorganize, and then see about making more of the ceramic beehives in the morning. Hey, look, we have our first gen of chicks. They even say first gen on them. All right. Then we've got 9 more eggs that need brooding. So we're going to get out of here so we stop scaring them and let them go. This egg was on the ground. It's raw. It doesn't appear to have been fertilized. So we're just going to take it. Can use it to bake something. Yes, there's a mod I could use to make it so that Gen 1 animals are not afraid of you. But, you know, I like adding stuff that expands the usability of the game. So, you know, adding beehives, adding ruins. I'm okay if using the mod to capture animals in the cage because that's something that is going to be added to the game eventually. But with, say, having Gen 1 animals be, well, up through Gen 5 animals being afraid of you, that's kind of part of the challenge. So I don't really want to mod that out. So that's why I'm not going with that mod for now. I am gathering up all the cranberries, though, because I'm going to make a bunch of cranberry wine. All right, I need a total of 2.5 stacks to get a full barrel of cranberries. So we don't need that many more. So I'm just going to go out exploring now that it's daytime. And then we'll be back. We'll go squeeze some more fruit with the press. And I replaced almost all the floors down here. I ran out 6 blocks short. But now the floors is nice sandstone cobble. And it actually really brightens up the room. So I like this. So we went out, gathered all these cranberries. You can do 32 at a time. Oh, I do have to hold it. Okay. I didn't know if it was press or press and hold. It appears to be press and hold. And so I'm going to make up a full barrel of cranberry wine. And I will probably then turn that into vinegar. So I can start, well, storing some vegetables in vinegar. I think the cabbage might be a good idea since that does give the most saturation. If we pickle that, we can eat through the rest of it. And the thing that gives us the most saturation in one go will still be available. All right, I'm going to finish this up and then we'll... Oh, you know what we can do after this? I want to build the bloomery? Yes, the bloomery. So we can start making glass. So we're going to finish pressing these. Then I'm going to go craft up the bloomery and fire up a bit of glass. So so we can replace our windows and have a, well, more than just a single square in 3 different locations in the house. So when you harvest a skep, it has a chance of spawning angry bees that will sting you. I harvested the 3 that were ready to harvest but weren't ready to swarm, the ones that had literally just swarmed. And a bunch of angry bees came over and stung our rabbit friend who was stuck in the charcoal pit to death. And they apparently ate all the meat on him. Let's pick up all these. I should be able to pick them up one at a time. Control plus. There we go. And that's the bloomery chimney, and that's the bloomery base. Okay. Now we have the bloomery. Stick it right over here. Add smeltable, add fuel. I want to make glass. All right, 4 pieces smelt into 2 glass. Let's grab some charcoal. If it's 4, then how many are we gonna need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 glass in total. I'll repurpose those 3. So if it's 14, we need 7 batches. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's do 32. So we're going to put 32 in. Oh, we're going to do 24 at a time. Okay. Good to know. Means we can't do that one just yet. And then how much charcoal can we add? How much charcoal do we need? There we go. We can do 6 at a time. So we'll light that up. And now the bloomery is going, and that will smelt the quartz into glass. And this is also what we'll do to make iron. We don't have iron yet. I need to go looking for it, but I'm not sure if these bloomery blocks break. So we're going to craft up some more fire clay. At the very least, we'll want more anyway, so we can craft another bloomery if these break. Since I know I don't remember what it's called, the specific block you make in order to make steel, those break as you use them. So after one run of steel, you're going to need to replace some of them. I don't know if the same rule applies to bloomery, so we're going to fire up another set of fire clay bricks. So we'll have either extra to replace this, or we'll have a second bloomery. And then I need to go grab more clay because I clearly didn't grab enough. And I'm going to go fire up some more of these. All right, well, these are still firing. We just had a rift storm. It was a medium one, wasn't too bad. Did have a nightmare drifter spawn in my house, but yeah, so the bloomery is done, but I do not know how to get the item out of the bloomery. Ah, there we go. I think I'm doing this right. Yes, I am. And I did not get all the bloomery blocks back. I got 10 of the 12. So that means it's a very good thing I'm firing up more because, yes, you do lose some. All right, that's good to know. Now we have 12 of these clear glass. Why not have an axe? Apparently, I forgot to make a new axe when my last one broke. I don't know if I can break the quartz glass without it shattering. Okay, well, we're going to chop this. Yes, I can pick it up. It's not like Minecraft where if you don't have Silk Touch, it breaks. Okay, and so there we go. We've got a bit of glass for the front. That's nice. And it's actually much nicer quality glass too. You know what, let's do 3 over here also. Since I gotta fire up more glass anyway. Ooh, that's nice. And then let's just put the... Oh, I had a torch there. Let's put that there, and that way we've got a little bit better view out the back. There we go. And let's see what the front looks like from the outside. That looks much better. And once the pit kilns are done, we'll have another 2 of the brood pots, and then we can fire up those 2 and we'll have another 2 honey pots. And we'll be able to, after these swarm, swap another 2 of these skeps over into ceramic hives. Okay, so the honey pot, the ceramic hive still says weather's too cold for bees to fly, but the honey pot on top now has that gold ring. You see these empty ones, which don't even have hives in them, don't have that ring. If I take this, you can see that it actually has honey in it. Use knife to harvest comb. That got me 2 combs. And now I can misclick. There we go. Put it on top. And yeah, it's reusable. So we got a little less than if we had broken a skip, because the skips have been getting us 3 to 4, I think. And we only got 2 from this one, but it's reusable. So I'm okay with that trade-off. And then once these swarm and enter some of these skips, I will put these skips, the ones that get swarmed too, into these hives. And yeah, we'll slowly break hives until we are fully over to the ceramic. And then, as I said, we'll look at making the Langstrom hives next. Langstrom? Langstroth. I say Langstrom because I'm thinking Wormstrom from Futurama.
Wormstrom!
Alright, and let's check on our chickens. We got quite a few baby chicks. Those are probably the first ones. Yep, that's got 1 day left, 3 days, and 4 days. So we need our chickens to actually go back inside the... What if I put the trough inside? Maybe that'll incentivize them to move inside. I don't know if it's AoE based or if they have to go up to the trough in order to feed. Maybe if I didn't make it off the ground too, it'd be easier for them to get into. Ah well. We actually have quite a bit of honey now and honeycomb. We can squeeze out the comb over a bucket to get honey. And then we'll also get beeswax, which we could then use to make candles or a few other things. That first batch of white currant wine is almost done. The cranberry wine is 40% of the way, and then I need to go get more black currants so I can keep squeezing them if I want to make black currant wine. And of course, once that's all done, we're going to turn them into vinegar too. All right, I think we're going to call it an end here. These ceramic hives are pretty fun. They're pretty cool. The upgraded version, the Langstroth hives, these can get quite expensive. The basic stuff isn't that bad. You know, you're just making a box of boards, but then you also have frames that you have to make. And those frames cost linen. And I'm not sure how many frames it takes per box. And since they are multi-block, you might be able to stack multiple boxes with frames on top of each other. But yeah, that's going to cost linen. And while we do have linen, spending it on beehives when we have these that we can use it's probably not the best use. I'd be better off waiting till next spring when I get my late spring, when I get my first harvest of my next batch of flax done, and then worry about making that. So that's for the future. These are pretty good. We're going to, once these swarm, place them in there. So I'll have 3 reusable hives, and I'll just keep breaking and replacing these until I have, well, got 1 ceramic hive of each. In addition, those new ruins look absolutely beautiful. I did record a few others. We don't really have time for them today. I'll have to share them next time, or we'll just go exploring again next time. Hopefully find something better. Hopefully I'll actually record more interesting stuff and not have to do a voiceover, because I was boring myself to death with what I recorded. Yeah. Okay. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll I'll see you next time. Later.